phone plugged in, so give me just a minute. I know I was late today. I'm sorry I was late. At least I was able to change it. We ended up actually locking ourselves out of our house and had to wait for my husband's dad to come get the key to let us back in so that we could go to Home Depot this morning to find a last minute gift for my mother-in-law. But that meant I got to go to Hobby Lobby, which I haven't been to a craft store in a minute. So that was exciting to be able to go to Hobby Lobby and get some yarn. Not that I need more yarn. Hello, Sandra and Terry and Samantha. I see everybody. Welcome, welcome. That's why not 12 o'clock. So usually it's 12 o'clock, but we had some stuff come up today. I didn't want to cancel the live, so I decided to just do it a little bit later. Still get to join in with you guys. But we were out and about running some very last minute errands, which is why I was not on here at noon. So I am going to pull this up on my computer just in case I have any issues in the comments this time. If you were here for my last live, you know we had some spammers in the comments trying to cause some trouble. So I am going to pull this up on my computer so that I can handle anything that might come up. So let's see. I'll pull this up and turn it down. Okay. Now that that's up, I can say hello everyone who is here. I see Ellen too. I hope you guys are all having a great start to your week. I am excited about Christmas almost being here. We've only got a couple more days. Thought maybe you're taking a break. Yes. So I don't think I'm going to go live Friday since that's the day before Christmas. I don't think I'm going to go live on Christmas Eve, but that is an Instagram live. So I only go live here on YouTube on Tuesdays, and then I go live on Instagram on Fridays. But yeah, so we had planned to go early this morning to Home Depot to get a last minute Christmas present for my husband's grandmother. She likes, we were kind of stuck on what to get her this year. I even thought about maybe crocheting her something last minute, but I didn't really know what to make. And the captain decided, okay, let's get her a birdhouse. And we knew, I wasn't really sure last minute where to find like a really cool birdhouse, but we knew that Home Depot sold birdhouses. We actually said bird feeder at first. So like one of those cool like multi-tiered bird feeders or something, but we found a bluebird house, a cedar bluebird house at Home Depot. So that was the perfect little last minute gift for her for Christmas. But we were going to go early in the morning so that I could be back in plenty of time to do my noon live. We were kind of late getting out the door and then realized as the door was shutting, we had locked it on the inside, that our keys were all in the house. So had to call his dad. They live just down the road, so they were able to bring over their spare key so that we could get back in the house, get the keys. But that took a little while. And so I decided to push the live away so that I had plenty of time to get that taken care of, and I didn't have to stay home. I got to go with him to Home Depot. But there's a Hobby Lobby right next to the Home Depot. So I was like, well, if we're going to push the live out an hour, then maybe we can push the live out 2 hours, and I can go to Hobby Lobby and get some cool new yarn and share that with you guys today on the live. So I do have some fun things to show you guys today, and some new yarn and some other fun things. So I did release my slipper pattern. So if you have not seen that, it is in the Etsy shop now. Really excited to have gotten that done before Christmas so that it can be, you know, an easy last minute Christmas gift. So if you still had people to check off your Christmas list, I thought the slippers would be really nice. I also wanted to share the things that were in a Christmas mystery box this year. And Ellen is making a pair as you watch. And Terry, so we had a key that we were hiding outside, and we have one door in the house that's kind of janky. It's a little messed up, and the only way to really keep it closed is to actually have a key in there and like keep the deadbolt locked. and we were having issues with the dog trying to push his way in through the door because it's in the backyard. And so we took the key that was hidden and put it in that lock to keep the deadbolt, you know, easy to unlock and lock. So that's where that key was. It was in the door, locked. So we are going to get a few more keys just so that we don't have that issue. But that was an adventure this morning, you know. So, okay, so I'm going to start out and show you guys what was in the Christmas mystery boxes. So if you have not bought a mystery box, you can kind of get an idea of some of the things that are in there. We'll be doing our next mystery box for St. Patrick's Day, so we're really excited about that. But I can show you, I'm actually using one of the items from the mystery box, and that is this lovely little mug. So it says Pink Sheep Design, Christmas 2021, and it's a few of my favorite things was the kind of the theme of the box. And so I did these little Christmas doodles with the little crochet hooks and the little yarn balls, along with, you know, gingerbread men and little mittens and some fun things. So this is my first ever limited edition mug that I created, because this mug isn't actually for sale anywhere. I made it just for the Christmas mystery box. Hello, Wendy, just coming in. We'll catch the replay. Yeah, so I haven't been on too long. I've only been on for, you know, 5 or 6 minutes. So no worries. Came on late today. At least you didn't need to break into your house. My son had to do that, damage the window. Yes, so we, my husband's pretty good at that, but he didn't want to have to break anything here. You know, we had really deadbolted the house. Ellen says she's gonna go. Okay, I'll try to be quick. So if you want to come back in just a little bit, I know I had a couple of people who it's under the tree, but I was excited to share. So yes, so come back and I'll do it in 10 minutes, because I'm gonna be on here for an hour. So give me the next 10 minutes. I'll go through this. If you want to go and come back, then you can do that. If you don't want to ruin, if you've saved it for Christmas, I'll just share a few things. Okay, so that's my mug. This is the first time I've done anything with a limited edition style mug, but I decided to expand that. I kind of liked the idea that the whole box was kind of a few of my favorite things, because I got to work with some other makers as well for this box, so that was really fun. So let me grab a few things. Okay, so some of you guys have already seen. Let's see, here we go. Got my bins behind here that I'm going to grab. Okay, Ellen's going to join us in just a little bit. I don't want to ruin all of her surprises. Okay, so you may have already seen that we had holiday stitch markers available in the Etsy shop. We have these little stitch marker Christmas trees and stitch marker snowmen. So all of the Christmas mystery boxes got 10 of each. So you got 10 little snowmen here, and 10 little Christmas trees. So that was one of the smaller, that was the Notions ones. Everybody got a little flexible needle. Let's see where those went. So we got some red. Here it is. So we got everybody got a little red flexi needle. That was nice. And then here are 2 of the makers. Actually, there were 3 makers that I partnered with. Let me get the other one. So part of my goal with Pink Sheep is to be able to collaborate and have some of that, the community side, and being able to work with other makers, support other makers. So I was really excited that for this mystery box, I got to collaborate with 3 other makers that are also in the crochet community. So very excited about that. One of the first people that I contacted was Precious Knits, and it's actually not listed out on here. I'll need to do a little thing in the description when I get off of here, but these little skein coats. So let me know if you've ever seen these or used them. So you can put these around a cake or a skein, like a ball of yarn, and it helps keep it together. So I can actually open this one up since this is not going in a box. But she wrapped all of these very nicely. So it comes out on her little paper here. And I was wondering if, yeah, it doesn't have her info on here. I wish it did, but it's just stretchy fabric. So you can put that around your ball of yarn as you're working with, especially if you center pull. It will help keep everything in place as you're going through. So it says Skein Coats, and let's see, her address is on here, preciouknitsshop.com. See if that'll focus for you. Yeah, preciouknitsshop.com. But she had so many fun Christmas designs that I got to get everybody kind of some different fun designs, but everybody got one of these in their box to try out. So really excited to have been able to partner with her on those. The next person that I was able to partner with is Savla of SavlaBot. So SavlaBot, you can find her on Instagram. She makes these vegan suede tags. So these are for, I got the minis just because I wanted to be able to get a few more in each box. So instead of just like one big tag, I was able to do 3 tags in the boxes. So you can see these little mini suede tags for little projects. So I figured these would be cool on like a pair of fingerless gloves, even a little hat, the coffee cozies. And these especially for like little coffee cozies or ornaments or something, because they are super teeny. But I really want these boxes to be like a sampler pack, you know, so you get to try out things from different makers, and then you have the ability to go find them and buy more stuff from them if you like the stuff that's in the box. The third person that I got to partner with for the Christmas mystery boxes was Bee Queen. So they used to make crochet hooks. I think they still do on a very limited basis, but they moved into more of like the skincare side of things for crocheters. So each Christmas mystery box got a thing of Bee Queen collection Boo Balm. See if it'll focus in on that for you. Yes. So it's unscented, all natural, and it is a hand cream. So you guys can see that's what it looks like on the inside. And if I do that, so there you go. It is, I think it's a good texture because it's not too thick, but it's also not too thin, you know, so it is nice. But like I said, unscented, all natural, which I really liked because just in case anyone had skin sensitivities or something, I felt like this would be really good for the majority of people out there. And they're in the crochet community. So those are the 3 people that I got to partner with on this box for this year's Christmas mystery box. And I see Emma has joined us, and Terry is saying hello to Samantha and Emma. And Samantha's asking how I am. I'm doing great. I'm doing great today. Like I said, just wanted to finally share what went into the Christmas mystery boxes this year. So you guys saw the mug. We had stitch markers. We had the Skein Coat. We had the tags. We have the hand cream. Of course, I had to include some fun little Christmas snacks and goodies, so there were a few of those in there. Anyone who purchased a box, you got to choose between hot chocolate and tea, so I had some different hot chocolates that I got to include and some teas, so that was really fun to put together. And then the last big thing was the hook, so I can show you guys the hook. Let's see if I can grab one. Okay. So, and then of course I had some Christmas stickers in there, and I had an ornament. So I will show you guys the ornament. So it really was a nice little slew of things. Okay. So the ornament, when I create my ornaments, I usually just buy extra large acrylic keychains from Sticker Mule. It makes it really easy. I know that the quality from Sticker Mule is really good. They work fast. And so what I do is I get these big keychains, and then I remove the key ring and I add the fabric, the yarn for, to make it into more of an ornament look. But this is how they come, and I'll remove the key ring. But this is the ornament that went into the Christmas mystery box. So going with that theme, a few of my favorite things. and it had all of the little doodles that were on the mug. So I thought that was really fun. Let's see. Okay. So the hook that I did for this Christmas mystery box was actually a size 17, which I'm really excited because I've got a couple of patterns that are going to be coming out soon that will be in that 17 to 20 millimeter range. So that'll be really nice. And Samantha is asking if I'm using StreamYard. I am not using StreamYard. I am just going straight, I'm going live off of my phone. So I'm just on the YouTube app and I'm going live straight through the phone. Okay, so these hooks, it's interesting because we had this idea of doing like a white Christmas theme for the hooks. And it turned into our first time ever using mica powder to give the hooks even more, not just a sparkle from glitter, but like a shimmer. So it was really like a shine factor. This is what the hooks look like, and it is going to be hard to tell on here. But we used blue glitter. Let's see if I can get some shine on there. Blue and white glitter, but then there's this underlayment shimmer from the mica powder. So it almost gives it more depth, especially when you're using a background like this that's just the plain white. There's a true shimmer and shine underneath that. And we're so excited to start using more mica powder on different colors to do that. But what was interesting too is we did these in small batches. So we had 34 boxes sold for the Christmas mystery boxes. And we did the hooks in, I think, 3 separate batches is how we coated the hooks. And that allowed us to actually change up the coating just a little bit each time. So some of the hooks that went out had more blue to them because we used some blue mica powder and blue glitter. And the other ones had more of the white. Some of them, the glitter was more dense. The other ones are not. And I thought that was cool because it was like snowflakes. You know, that was the goal. I wanted it to be, every hook was just a little bit different, kind of like a snowflake. And I loved that. So I'm hoping everybody likes them. We were really excited about them, but these are two hooks. We always make extra, just in case. We had a few that the top layer didn't do quite what we wanted with the resin, so it gives us a little wiggle room. And then I always want to keep one, so I'll keep one for myself. I think one of them got a cat hair in it as it was drying. So the cat hair edition Christmas hook. So we have a few left over that are kind of in the oopsie hook category. But yeah, so that was our Christmas mystery box. So anyone who is, hopefully Ellen can join us back again in a minute, since she didn't want to ruin her Christmas surprise. But thanks to everyone. If you're on here and you purchased a box, I hope you loved it. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we're going to do mystery boxes again for St. Patrick's Day. So we're excited to do this. Okay, so that was one of the main things I wanted to share today on the live because I've been waiting to be able to share what was in the box. And I'll probably do a separate video that just kind of unboxes one because I want to have some kind of reference for people who might be looking at buying a mystery box and wanting to know, you know, what kind of things they could expect to come in them. But that means I can get to showing you guys some of the stuff that I'm working on. Let's see. Actually, I'll show you all of my new yarn first, because if you look back here, let me move the chair. That is my Hobby Lobby haul back behind me. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about Hobby Lobby. So when we were in Georgia, I didn't really have a Hobby Lobby nearby. I don't really know where the closest one to me was. My closest craft store was Michael's. So that was usually the only place that I went. And now that I am here, I don't really have anything that is really close to me. Almost all of the craft stores are more than 30 minutes away, which is fine. It's probably a good thing because I'm not going to be there all the time. But we have a Home Depot in Jasper that we go to all the time. I was saying earlier, that's why we're late. Why I'm late today is because we were trying to get to Home Depot and had, you know, craziness. But there's a Hobby Lobby in Jasper that's a really easy drive, and it was funny because today all of their yarn is 30% off. I don't know how that falls. I don't know when their sales change, but right now at Home Depot, all of their yarn, Hobby Lobby, at Hobby Lobby, all of their yarn is 30% off. And I haven't bought a lot of yarn from Hobby Lobby either. So I figured it was worth a try. Let me see what they have, especially in the super chunky and jumbo yarn range, because I am trying to play around with some of the jumbo size yarn. So as you guys know, I use a lot of bulky and super bulky, mainly super bulky, that size 6 range. But I've been really wanting to play around with like some size 7 yarn. Wendy, I love your new jacket with the wonderful collar. Yes, so that's this one. This is the Winky jacket. I'm actually hoping to work on writing that up today or tomorrow so that it'll be ready for testing. Oh, and Cindra says that yarn is 30% off every other week at Hobby Lobby. So there we go. I didn't know. I'm really glad that I didn't get there on an off week and pay full price. That's good. And Emma says, I really hope my present comes before Christmas Day. I have a load of yarn coming from my boyfriend. I have no idea what yarn it is, color, thickness, cake, or ball. Oh, that's crazy. Well, I hope that he knows your desires well with yarn, because that's a tough one. Like, I don't know if I would want anyone else to buy me yarn because, you know, you never know. And I get so picky about what I'm looking for. And lately I feel like I have to buy yarn. I have to buy yarn with like a lot of yardage because I want to make clothing, you know, so I want to make actual clothing items. And I feel I know with super bulky. So the majority of my cardigans that I have been making, like the Luna and the Trelawney and the cardigans that are out there for my size. So if I'm going to make like a size small, I'm going to need anywhere from 500 to 700 yards for the cardigan. Now that'll depend on, does it have full long sleeves? Does it have a hood? And so most of the time, if I'm buying a new yarn that I want to try, I'm going to try to buy at least like 600 yards, because then I know that I have enough that when I do decide what I want to make, I can make a full cardigan with maybe a hood if I want to, and have some left over to make smaller items. And that gets pricey, especially once you get into that super bulky category. But I have never made a cardigan with super bulky yarn. This Winky jacket is the closest I've come because it's 2 strands of size 6. And I haven't weighed this yet. I need to weigh it and find out how much yardage, estimate the yardage for this. Because my thing is, if I may need 500 yards for a super bulky, but a 7, I don't think I'll need 500 yards because the yarn takes up so much more space, like the gauge is bigger. So that's actually what I'm working on right now. Let me make sure. Wendy asks, have I tried Red Heart Collage? I have not. So that one will have to be on my list. I really do want to start the goal with Pink Sheep, because I use all of this bulky yarn. I want to start trying all of the different yarns that are out there, like not every single one, because that'd be crazy and I don't have space. But as you can see up here, I've got Karen Chunky Cakes up in this top corner. I have the Lion Brand Roving. I have the new yarn that I just bought from Walmart. Let's see. I'll show you guys my progress. So this will be my first ever jumbo yarn cardigan. And I think it's going to be super, 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 super simple because it is so chunky and I want to use as little yarn as possible. So this is what I'm using, this Chanel Mainstays Chanel chunky yarn. It says it's a size 6, but there's no way. This is not there. I mean, I would never consider this a size 6. I would never tell someone to try to use this for one of my cardigans that calls for a size 6. I would put this in the size 7 category. This one came with, it's got 31.7 yards per ball. I can't remember how many I bought. Let's see, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I got 12 balls of this, just in case, because I didn't know how much I was going to need to make a cardigan. But I'll show you guys my progress. So I'm using a Oh, the cat's in here now. I am using a 25 millimeter hook. And I don't know if you guys have seen this one. So if any of you guys were following us this last summer, we were doing the DIY hook challenge. So you could buy one of our 3D printed hooks for $15, a plain white hook that did not have any resin on it. And you guys got to decorate it. And it was a competition. So we were giving away a set of hooks, five hooks. And we had 80 hooks sell, and we had, I think, over 40 entries, final entries. So that was awesome. But I did my own DIY hook challenge during that challenge, and I used Mod Podge to, here we go, to put comic book stuff on this hook. So used old comics, not good ones, just, you know, whatever comics, to decorate a hook and then resin coated it. So this is the hook that I've been using. And this is my progress so far. So not much, as you can see, but this is going to be the back panel. I am using, pretty sure I'm just doing single crochet. Yeah, I'm doing single crochet stitches because this is definitely not super, super easy to work with. And I'll actually do a few stitches while y'all are on here so you can see. Let me scoot this back a little bit. Actually, I think I can just move it down. And I say everyone is saying Merry Christmas to each other. Merry Christmas from us to you guys. And thanks for joining in today. I hope, let me know what you guys are doing to prepare for Christmas. If you have people coming over soon, if you're cooking, if you're making snacks. Let's see. Samantha asked if I have tried mosaic crochet, and I have not. I don't think that I have the patience for mosaic crochet, if I'm being 100% honest. I struggle with patterns that require me to do a lot of counting and yarn switching, which you can tell from my patterns. If you've ever done any of my patterns, they are meant to be extremely, extremely simple. Something that you can easily watch like Netflix or a show, or, you know, do something else while you're crocheting, because you don't have to pay quite as much attention, you know, to color changes and things like that. So I definitely take crochet as more of a meditative kind of thing instead of having to focus so much on stitch counts and stuff. Terry said she didn't know Red Heart came in bulky. I think they have a pretty good range. I think they have some bulky, super bulky, and jumbo, but they may only have like one or two of each. Emma tried Lion Brand Thick and Quick a few weeks ago. Lion Brand Thick and Quick, the Wool Ease Thick and Quick, and then they have an acrylic version, I think, that comes out during the holidays. It's just like a bulk buy that's just an acrylic Thick and Quick. But I feel like the Wool Ease Thick and Quick is some of the best yarn that you can buy, especially as a beginner or someone who's just trying out super bulky yarn for the first time, because it's so easy to work with and it's so easy to find, and they have lots of color options. It ages really well. So if you have something that's a little bit older, it's still going to look fairly new if you're taking care of it. So I'm a big fan of Thick and Quick, of Wool Ease Thick and Quick by Lion Brand. And, you know, I think that it has become such a staple that I don't think, fingers crossed, that we have to worry about them discontinuing it. I think it has been around long enough now that they can just discontinue colors and keep new colors coming in. Hello, everyone. Happy Christmas from Lori. Hello, Lori. Merry Christmas to Samantha. Lori just opened her mini mystery box. So fun, and I love it, especially the ornament. Yes. So the mini mystery boxes were what we had left over. I always have to buy extra. You know, for instance, if I'm buying things from Sticker Mule, like stickers or ornaments or keychains, I have to order in sets of 10. So 34 boxes, I had to order 40 items. And so that left a few, you know, there were a few things left over that I got to make some of the little mini boxes, which I thought was really nice, because I'd rather do it that way than try to sell things, just putting things in the Etsy shop. I still wanted them to be special and limited edition. I'll tell you guys too, I had a horror story that I couldn't share until now because I didn't want to give away what was in the mystery boxes. But when I was ordering the mugs for the mystery boxes, when I only have about a month window. So as soon as pre-orders close, I have to order everything that day and then just hope that everything arrives in plenty of time for me to get things packaged up and shipped out. 14 out of the 34 mugs that I ordered, and I ordered extra. I think I ordered 38 just to be safe. 14 of them were broken when they arrived. So I had to scramble and get them to send new ones and, hope to God that the new ones didn't arrive broken as well. But luckily they did not. So I did not have to get replacements for the replacements for the replacements. And we were able to get everybody's out on time. But that was a tough moment there for a second. Let's see, Wendy, collage sold at Michael's, $9.50 a skein, and second one is 50% off now. Only 50. Now 55 yards isn't too bad because some of these jumbo ones, they only come with like 20 or 30 yards. So 50 is pretty good, especially if you're looking to try to make a larger item. I think I try to look for ones that have at least 40 or 50. Like I said, these had 30, so I felt like I had to buy quite a few. But it is what it is with a lot of that bulky yarn. There's only so much that you can fit on there when it's that fluffy. Let's see. Check out Fiber Fox Studios, and let me actually go ahead and pull it up so that I don't forget. Let's see. Fiber Fox Studios. Let's see. Oh, for the mosaic crochet. Okay, yeah, so if that is y'all's thing, they do have some really cool patterns. That's awesome, and I like the colors there too. That's great. So they sell like color charts and yeah, very, very cool. I like that. I would love a Marvel Comics. Yes, yes. So that was really fun. That was a really fun one. And actually, I said that I was going to crochet a little bit. So let's see if I can do this without blocking the. I've got this little tripod that I'm working with right now. So I wonder if I do this and then I can back up and I can crochet a little bit so you guys can see what I'm working with here. Ellen's back. Okay, zip the lip. I am using the mug, so that might be a little bit of a giveaway, but we won't talk about the mystery boxes anymore. Terry, I like just stitching to a measurement versus counting the actual stitches beyond the first row. Let's see. Terry, oh no, I got one of your tarot hooker mugs from Bonfire and the design was upside down and not centered. It rolled off the bottom of the mug. If that makes sense. Oh no, I'm glad they got you refunded. They will send out replacements for you at Bonfire. So if you purchase any of my stuff from my Bonfire shop, you can reach out. They'll send you a replacement. You won't have to ship it back. They'll just send you the replacement, and they'll usually ask that you just donate the one that is messed up. So every now and then, there may be an issue where a t-shirt will fade after the first wash. And they will replace it. So you just have to send them a picture. They'll replace it for you and you won't have to ship it back or anything. They've got good customer service. But thanks for letting me know. I think they've had some issues with their printers. But hopefully, the good thing is people are telling them, so you need to tell them, because if they don't know, then, they're not going to know to try to either find a new printer or, talk to the one that they're working with now. Okay, so see the lovely cat butt. Can you move? Get down. Go. 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 Okay, so I can work on this a little bit. It's kind of hard to get everything in the frame here on YouTube, but so this is the hook that I'm working with. This is the 25 millimeter. This reminds me a lot of blanket yarn in the way that it's created. It's got the same structure, so it's got the piece in the middle or surrounded by like the fluffy yarn. I'm actually going to shut the door too because it came open when the cat came in. Are you still in here? Let's go out. Out, 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 go. Go. Out of the room. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this will shut. Okay. Maybe that'll work. So that door is kind of janky and it doesn't stay closed. So the captain actually printed me a doorstop for it. So we'll see if that keeps it shut. All right, so I'm using the 25. Like I said, this reminds me a lot of blanket yarn. And so I'm just using single crochet stitches. So hopefully you guys can see what that's looking like here. Wanted you to actually be able to see the stitches a little bit. This will be an interesting one to try to make a pattern out of because I don't know if people will actually be able to see the stitches. Oh, and it looks like this is a join maybe. Oh yeah, they had a join right in the middle of this and it just came undone. That's frustrating because now I need to tie it back. Wondered what was happening with that. It's a little bump. Okay, that's fine though. That works. So I just tied it back and I'll have to snip those ends a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna do a very, very simple pattern for this using single crochet stitches because that's what that's looking like with single crochet. So that's a lot, and I'm interested to see just how much yarn I need. The good news is you really can't see through it, you know. And this is a 25mm hook. And my favorite crochet project to work on, I don't really have a favorite. It's really, I think I'm like a lot of people. I get sucked into starting new projects, and if it's a larger project, I struggle to finish it. So when I get towards the end of a project, I'm more excited to start a new one than to finish the old one. So I've really been having to force myself to finish the projects that I'm working on now, which, you know, I think I have quite a few projects in the works right now. I have this one. I just finished my tree skirt. If you guys are in my Facebook group, I shared a picture of my finished tree skirt. I am going to try to write that pattern up and release it. I don't know if I'm going to actually have it tested. I think I may just have a few people look over the math and the numbers because it's a very, very simple pattern. And I just want to make sure that all of my numbers are correct, and it should be very clear because it's literally back and forth and it's just single crochet in the back loop. So it's kind of like creating ribbing to go underneath your tree. But I think it turned out really fun, and I used 2 strands of super bulky. So you could use a size 7 if you wanted. You could use something like this. Or you could do whatever 2 strands of any kind of super bulky. I used Hobby Bungee Mini. I actually took apart my first pair of overalls. So if you guys have been following me for a minute and you saw sometime last year, I made a pair of long overalls. This was before I wrote the pattern up for them. It was like my beta test of the overalls. But I took those apart because they were super, super heavy. They were cute and fun to take pictures in, but I have the pictures now so I can share them. And it was time to take them apart. And I used my overalls and what I had left of the Hobby Bungee Mini yarn to make the tree skirt. And it's great. It's like the perfect tree skirt for the pink sheep tree. So that worked out really well. I may have to take you guys in there before I hop off of here today so you guys can see it in person and I can show you guys how I did the ties. And I need to do a video of that as well. But yeah, this is how this is working. It's really not bad. I mean, the yarn is not terrible to work with. It doesn't have a ton of stretch, but as long as you give yourself, you know, make sure that you pull your stitches out a little bit. So let me see. When you're working with this yarn, so I'm going to put the yarn through, yarn over, and pull up a loop. I give myself a little more space with the loop, so I pull up a little bit more and pull through, and it allows me to have a little more space in the stitches. So, you know, making sure that you're not crocheting too tightly with this yarn can be very helpful to not cause as much stress. You know, you won't be all tense and stuff if you allow yourself to crochet a little bit more loosely with this. Pull your loops up a little bit higher, and make sure that you pull your yarn all the way down on your hook. Try not to work up just on the neck of the hook. Pull it all the way down, push your stitches all the way through, kind of like a follow through. And I think that that helps a lot with making sure that you're creating spaces large enough to not have to fight with your stitches. So that can be really helpful. And like I said, this is going to be a cardigan. I wanted to make a really super fluffy cardigan. Now Hobby Lobby had some of this yarn in different colors. So I'm pretty excited to try. I hate that I didn't know. I would have got it from Hobby Lobby if I knew that, but I just got these from Walmart. But Hobby Lobby has this, it's like the exact same yarn, but it's in a whole bunch of different colors. So if you are already excited about the idea of making a cardigan out of this, you can go stock up now because they've got it 30% off and you've got all the colors to choose from. So you can get some really cool colors to play around with for when I release this pattern, or if you want to test it, you'll be ready. Because I definitely want to get this one going very soon. I try not to have 2 cardigan tests going at the same time, but it'll be tough. It'll be tough to do the Winky and not have this one waiting on deck, So I may have to tell people, make sure you pick which one you like better, because I don't want people to have to try to do 2 tests at once for these 2, for the cardigans. But they shouldn't take too long. I mean, like I said, since it's super, super jumbo, chunky jumbo. Okay, let me catch up in comments. And I'm actually going to lift this back up. There we go. Okay. Wendy asked, did I hear you say you purchased? I did purchase the ball winder, and I made my first cakes. So let me show you the cakes, and I'll show you the winder. Okay. I made my first ever cakes using a ball winder. I've never had one. So this is my first one. And I think what's going to be really cool about this for me, because I use a lot of double-stranded bulky, I can go ahead and cake up my yarn double-stranded. So this is double-stranded Softball by Lion Brand. This is an acrylic version of Softball that they discontinued, and I got it on clearance. But I went ahead and made a cake with it held together. So that's going to be awesome, because that way I can, and I'll show you what these look like. Let's see. So this is how the Softball comes. This is what I used. And I had tried a few. I actually started making something and it was just awful. It was one of those, that process of designing where like you get almost done with the design and you realize that you hate it and you need to frog the whole thing. That's when I started using these, and I was holding a double. So I had a few of these that were halfway used and I just wound them up together. This is the other one that I made. So this is just some blanket yarn that I caked up. And there is the center pull for that. So just single stranded. But I'm excited because I've never had that. So now I get to cake up all my yarn, and I did also get a Swift. So I will show you guys where I've got it. Let me take this out and flip you around. See if it'll flip. There we go. Okay. So, oh, and I can show you guys my keychain holder. So I bought this to hold mugs, but there isn't anywhere good to put this on a stud and not worry that the mugs would be too heavy for it. So now it's holding keychains in the office. Okay. So this is where I put my ball winder, just in the corner. I think that I'm going to move it to the front of the table. So if I move this, we have so many boxes that we've been getting. I've been ordering a whole bunch of stuff for next year, but this is going to come to the front of the table. It is the big boy. So this is the Stanwood 10-ounce ball winder. And so far I'm really happy with it. It seems to be made really well. It was really easy to make the first couple of cakes that I made. And I also have, we come over here, down in the corner, that is actually the Swift that I have not put together yet. Let's see. There we go. So that's the Stanwood Umbrella Swift. So I have not put that up yet, but I do already have plans to use it for this yarn right here. This is, what is it called? Curian Air Noro. So that's Noro. That's going to get caked up. And then I've also got some really great hand-dyed yarn here by Emma of What the Hook Creations on Instagram. So I get to cake this up. And right now that's it. I'm going to go through my stash. I've got a bunch of these bins that just have, yarn, half finished yarn projects that I need to frog and make into something else. So I'm going to have fun getting to cake all of that up. I think that's going to be a fun project coming up here soon. So yeah, I got that. Very excited. That was one of the big purchases for the year, of adding that to the office space. Because this office is really turning into something that I can do whatever I need to do here. I can do my filming, I can go live, I can package up orders, I can work in here. I can take photos for patterns. I've got my softbox back here, if you guys can see in the corner, to help with the lighting over there on that desk. I've got my camera over there. So it is really coming together, and I'm excited about the space. And it's, you want your space to be inspiring because that's where you create. So I want to get some art on the walls and, really brighten it up even more. So I think that'll be super fun. Let's see. Thorn Silver Holly Song. I'm late but here, first live, currently drafting granny squares for a cardigan. So I feel like at some point I'm going to need to do a granny square cardigan with jumbo yarn. With super bulky yarn, because I feel like they are super popular. I need to find like a very simple granny square and go with that and make something, because I'm really getting to a point where I feel like I want Pink Sheep Design to have simple versions of everything that you could think of, so I just released the slippers. I just did the tree skirt. I'm trying to think, what are the things that I could create that there are a lot of patterns out there for, but I want to make one that's super, super simple, like really break it down and make something that, if you're just starting out, it shows that you can make anything, even as a beginner, and it's not going to take you forever. Yeah, I think granny square cardigan, as much as I'm not a huge fan of granny squares because I don't like to join them, I do still think that it would be a good thing to try. The winding, and it's great. Like, it was so smooth, and I didn't feel like I had to, hold tension. I feel like the two rods that it uses to circle around hold the tension really well, without me having to worry about it. I would love to make a pair of socks from Bernat Velvet. I think so too. That would be really nice. Lori, so I painted it gray. Lori's asking what color I decided to put on the walls. And if you look, it is just a gray. I wanted something that was bright and neutral because I'm going live in here. And I feel like if it's a crazy color like orange or pink, it would be difficult to photograph and film in here, because I think that it would throw off the colors in the film and in the photo. So I went with this just kind of bright neutral gray color, and I think it'll be helpful. And that's why I want to do art. So I want to put some really cool art up on the walls from different people. Samantha, my favorite crochet project is a blanket, and blankets are great because of the reason I talked about earlier of not having to focus so much on what you're doing. So if you get, focused in on a show or something and you just got one pattern that you're repeating, it can be really nice because you don't have to, stop and get stitch markers or, you know, get your row counter. You can just kind of go, and then you go until it's long enough, you know, for what you're wanting. And I think that's really nice. I admire your commitment to making simple patterns. I'm going very complex. Yes, and I feel like I just have to own it, you know. I don't have to do anything else. You know, I'm working on a project right now for myself that's a little more, it's not a complex cardigan, but I am having to count more rows and use stitch markers and things because it's the yoke style cardigan. So I want to make sure that I'm continuing to learn and grow as a crocheter and as a designer and understanding new techniques and different things that I can do. But I think that that's what's great is I can figure out new techniques and then figure out how to break those techniques down and have like kind of an introduction to some of these techniques, even for people who are just starting out. I feel like there are people who say that my patterns are like palette cleansers. So you'll have a couple of really intense designs that you're working on that are, you know, really detailed and have a lot of specific things about them, but then you can take a break and whip something up in a day, you know? So it's a nice way to take a break from something that might take a lot more of your focus and relax and do something that doesn't take as long. Lemon would be a nice color. I think you're talking about my walls. I definitely don't want anything yellow. That was the issue. It was kind of a tannish yellow when I came in here, and the yellow always comes through. So you definitely want to have more of a neutral color with the more of the blue undertones, because that will help, you know, not cast that yellow glow in your photos. You could crochet art wall hangings, said Wendy. That's very true. I have not done that either. So I know there's a lot of people who have some really cool patterns out there for that, or like even the weaving, to people who do the woven like macrame style wall art hangings. I think those are really cool. I am not I am. Yes, I am live streaming through the YouTube app. I'm not using StreamYard or anything like that. Does join as you go work with bulky yarns? So I'm not sure what you mean by that, Lori. Let me know what you mean, join as you go. Like tying, like if I run out of one yarn ball, like making a knot and continuing. I'm not sure what that means. Breaking it down and teaching it to others is its own skill. Very true. And chunky yarn dream catchers. That's true. That would be a cool way to do that. Okay, so I just realized that it's already been almost an hour and I haven't shown you guys what I got from Hobby Lobby today. So I'm going to share my new yarn with you all. And then I want to show you the tree skirt before I go. So let me get this big old, see this big old bag of yarn back here. Oh, that one, and I got one more. Oh, okay, this was the smaller one. So the person who checked me out at Hobby Lobby, there were a couple people behind me. It wasn't super busy, but it was just one of those things where everybody shows up at the checkout line at the same time. I was going through the yarn and kind of explaining what I did. She didn't really ask. It was just kind of, I said, you know, I got really big chunky yarn, and I was just saying that I, you know, work with this big yarn. Oh, she was saying that the bag was so big. She was like, is this too big? Is this too heavy for you to carry? And I was like, no, this is the kind of yarn I work with all the time, because you know, I work with that jumbo style yarn. And telling her how I have to buy a lot because I like to make the cardigans and I sell those patterns and the designs. And I had a couple people that were in line just kind of listening. And one lady was like, hey, do you have a Facebook page? And do you have an Instagram page or whatever? So I told her, and the lady behind me wanted my information as well. So that was kind of cool, because this was my first time going to this specific Hobby Lobby. And the lady at the checkout counter said, I've never had anyone spend this much money on yarn here. So I said, well, that's a warm welcome. I am here to buy your yarn. If you stock your shelves, I will come. And so that was a pretty funny experience. But now I will show you what I bought. Okay, so like I said, my goal has been to step out of the box because I used to really only buy Wool Ease Thick and Quick was my go-to because that's what I was used to. That's what I knew how to work with. But I really have wanted to start experimenting with other yarns in the super bulky and jumbo range. And so I've kind of wanted to just start going to Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Joann's and trying some of the yarn that they have on the shelves and letting you guys know what I made with it and you know if I enjoyed working with it and what that was like. Terry, holy crap, that's a lot of yarn. And it is, but it's not because it's such bulky yarn. You know what I mean? Samantha, you have 1,000. So I don't have 1,000 subscribers, but it's letting me go live. So I'm not really sure how that works. I thought that it wouldn't let me, but it did. So you know, you can try it. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Okay, so yarn haul. The first yarn that I got is called Chunky and Cozy. These are all Yarn Bee. This is all Hobby Lobby's brand because I haven't bought a lot of Hobby Lobby brand, so I decided to try it out. Okay, so this is the first one, Chunky and Cozy Cloud. Oh, Gold Mine is the name of the color, Yarn Bee. This is considered a, so I realized too, Yarn Bee doesn't say the size. It doesn't say that it's a size 6. It gives you a gauge and it tells you what size needles to use. So this says to use an 8mm hook, which I would not use with this. I'm probably going to use like a 15mm hook with this, not an 8. I probably wouldn't go lower than a 10 or a 12 with this kind of yarn because I think that it's just going to make it a nightmare to try to find your stitches because you're not going to be able to see it as well. You get 58 yards, so it was not bad yardage wise. You're pushing 60. And like I said, I try to go with ones that have at least maybe 40, pushing 40. So this is not bad. Let's see, 100% polyester, and it is very soft. It doesn't have like the weird feel of some of the velvety yarns. It is still soft. It's not as soft as like the Bernat Velvet Plus that I used for my Tonks hoodie, my furry Tonks hoodie. But it's pretty good. It's usually on there, but it's really tiny writing. Oh, you got it. You are correct. It was hiding. So it is right here. It's this little bitty thing right here. So it does say that it's a 6. Yes, this one does look a lot like the Tonks hoodie. This does not have as much orange to it. It's more of a gold color. But this is only one of the colors. I got a bunch. So I got this color. I got 2 of those. I got 2 of these. So it's like a navy, blue, a bluish navy. A little darker than I wanted, but it was one of the colorful options. So I got these 2. I got, oh, I gotta move my keyboard because I'm pressing keys. I got this one. That's like a peachy pink. Yeah, the blue is really pretty. It's a little darker. Like I said, I try to go more of a bright, but I feel like a lot of the colors right now in the yarn aisle are muted. So it's like a muted fall kind of color palette. So I'm just kind of getting what I can that's still colorful, even if it's not super bright, like, you know, like these kinds of tones. It's a little more of a muted, like corals and golds. And even this one is more of like a teal. It's not a super, super bright. So let's see what else. Wendy, I had the worst time with worm and using velvet. The Yarn Bee is pretty and cozy. Yeah, I've only tried to use like what I consider a true velvet yarn once, and I did not like the process. I'll show you what it was. It was, let's see. I think it's called Velux by Lion Brand. This one. If you guys tried this, I found it on clearance. I don't know if they even make it anymore. was not a fan. I have yet to make anything with it. I have a half-finished project that I was working on that I gave up on, and I need to frog it and cake it, you know. So yeah, was not a fan. Let's see. I also got this color, this green. I live in, who's this? Terry, I live in the country, and the only chain store for yarn near me besides Walmart is Hobby Lobby. I need to check them out. I didn't think they had bulky. They have a lot of options, and they have a lot of bulky yarn. So even if they don't have a lot of super bulky 6, they have a lot of options in that 5 range, in the bulky 5 range, and you can double that up. So that it is a great option if you want to, you know, not have to order online. It's actually pretty good. And if you know, I know Hobby Lobby can be controversial, so it's up to you if you support Hobby Lobby or not. But you know, it's the only one that's really close, and I like their yarn, super soft. So this is the other one. This is like a sage green kind of color. And I'm going to hold them all together so you guys can see them together. And this is the light blue. It's called Spa. Samantha says it won't let me go live on my mobile. And I have no idea. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because I'm getting close. I don't know. I just tried it one day because I was having issues logging into StreamYard, and it let me go live. So I figured this was easier for me than trying to go through StreamYard. Okay. So I will show you these. This is also going to be probably either a pullover sweater or a cardigan, but I want to use all of these colors together. So let me know what you guys think. I got 2 of each. So I think I have more than enough. And it's really soft. So I think maybe like a turtleneck pullover style thing might be kind of cool. But that is yarn number 1. I got 3 different kinds. So that was the first one. And I've got to find a place to put all of this. The second one is called Adora Ball, super bulky. And there was someone on Instagram who had bought some of this, and I was like, I had to go look for it. Now, this one only has 38 yards. It is also, well, this is 100% polyester. I think this one's acrylic. Did I say that? Oh, no, this is polyester too. 100% polyester, 100% polyester. But I thought that rainbow watercolor-ish kind of look is really nice. I've always liked that a lot. Now they only had 5 of these, and at 38 yards, I almost didn't get them because I didn't know what I was going to make with them. Because like I said, I like to know that I have enough to make some kind of wearable if I want to. But they had 5 of this color as well. So this one is called Maiden Fair, the color, and this one is called Happy Face. So I thought those 2 together were kind of cool. And if I do decide to make something that I need more yardage with, I can use both of these, or I can make something smaller with both and do it separate. But these are also considered a size 6. And these to me are softer than the others. These feel a little more of like a little more furry, fuzzy. So that's cool. So I got 5 each of these. So that was the second kind. The third one, I went back and forth as to whether or not I should get it because it's kind of crazy, a little ridiculous. But like I said, I've been trying to try more of the super, like the jumbo. So it's bulky, super bulky jumbo is what I've seen and heard. This is the jumbo category. But I guess, you know, it was 30% off. So I thought, why not? You know, it's Christmas. It's kind of Christmas feeling. Let's see. Ta-da! Chunky Knit Velvet. So this has the rope style texture, the way that it is put together. And I just think it's really pretty. So we'll see. I'm not sure when it comes to, I know that with the velvet yarn, it can cause, we were just talking about how it can cause the pieces to kind of pull out. but I think because it's got this roped texture, I'm not sure how that's going to affect it. But I got a couple of colors. So this is the first color that I got, called Blush. This is also 100% polyester. You get 40 yards per skein. So it's actually a fairly big piece, you know, depending on what you're going to make with it. I think this would actually be really cool for like throw pillows because it is soft. And I think that would be kind of cool. But I got that color. I got this color, also called Spa. This one. And then the last one that I got, and like I said, all of these colors were a little more muted. This one was pretty bright, the mustard color. So these are the three colors that I got of this super jumbo. And it does say that it is a 7. It says that it is a jumbo size 7 yarn. So those are the 3 new yarns that I now have and get to try alongside this one that I'm working with now. This was a new yarn, new to me, this Chunky Chanel from Walmart. So I'm pretty excited to you know, get inspired. You know, this is one of those situations where I'd kind of felt like I hit a wall with, you know, what am I going to create next? And I think sometimes it's nice to be inspired by the yarn. So sometimes you can go out and you can get inspired by what's out there and then go from there to figure out what the yarn wants to become. So that's where I'm at now. How much the Yarn Bee is. Let me know which one, because all of these are Yarn Bee brand and they do all have the prices on them. So who was that? Wendy. Wendy, let me know which one. And actually, I can just go through each one. Gorgeous colors. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be really fun. Let's see. Hobby, yes, Hobby Lobby only stocks 5 or 6 skeins at a time. So you use special order. And I think you can order online now. If I'm not completely incorrect, I'm pretty sure you can now order online. So if you find something that you like, you could get what they have and then order online. It kind of works out for me because, like I said, I like to buy multiple colors and combine them. So like with this one, it was kind of cool getting to just pick a couple of each color that they had available. And this one was $9.99. All of them were 30% off. So this one was $9.99, which is comparable. This was like almost $9. And you get less yardage with this one. This is a 7, this is a 6, but this was at Walmart. So it's not a crazy expensive yarn, you know, like I said, and you can get the 30% off. These big boys were pricier. These were 20 before the discount. But like I said, it's one of those things where now I'm like, okay, I feel like I can splurge a little bit so that I can try it out and share that with everyone and let them know what I think, since that's kind of my specialty, is that super bulky and jumbo range. And then the little guys, these were $4.49 before the discount. So they weren't that bad at all. Now you don't get as much, but they did have other colors of this. They had some more of the muted colors. Let's see. Love the rainbow yarn. Me too. I thought that was super pretty. I wish I had more. That's one where like that might be one that if I really enjoy making stuff out of that and want to get more, I could possibly order that online. Super jumbos with like, that's what I thought. So I thought that it probably is meant for a lot of like the home decor kind of stuff. I don't think you have to pay the shipping if you order in store. Oh, okay. And it comes in with their freight. At least that's a good idea. And especially I think it was Wendy who said that she has a Hobby Lobby nearby. So that may be an option to order and pick it up in the store. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Let me show you my, let me go show you my tree skirt if you guys want to see that before I go, because I'm going to show you guys how it comes together. Whoops. And that doorstop does work because now I can't get out. Okay, so let's come in here. Oh. Let's see. I'm gonna flip this around. Here we go. Okay. Oh, let's see if I can squeeze this underneath here and show you guys. Oh, that's going to be kind of hard to see, but see, I did ties. So they're like little braided ties. Oh, but that's what the tree skirt looks like. You guys can see. Yep. That's the tree. Okay. So yes. No, that's okay. Had the TV on in there. The captain is napping. It's nap time. But yeah, so that's the tree skirt. I'm hoping to write that up today. Get a few people to look over the math. If people want to speed test it, great. But I think that'd be really cool to release that. I just made it in like a day or two because it is so chunky. You could make it really quickly. So yeah. But that's it for today. I make sure that I didn't miss anything because I got a couple more comments here. The texture of the tree skirt, which I'm guessing that's what you were talking about, is Hobby Bungee Mini is the yarn that I used. It's 2 strands of super bulky size 6 held together, and I used a 20mm hook. Yes, and it's just like making ribbing. So if you made ribbing on the bottom of a sweater, it's just single crochet in the back loop only. And I just did increases around so that it, you know, got larger with the bottom of the tree. So very, very simple. And the ties, I cut long pieces of yarn and threaded them through and then braided them. And then that was the braids tied together. So I think that's a fun way to do the ties, and I need to get a good picture of it so that I can put that in the pattern. But I would love to release that quick, so that way I maybe do like a free version on my blog or something, so that I can get that out quickly. But well, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. I will see you guys next week since it will be after Christmas if y'all want to check in. And if something comes up and I cancel, I've been trying to make sure that I put something up here on my channel. I don't have a community tab right now where I can post updates. I think that comes at 1,000 followers. So once I have that, I can do more updates. But for now, I try to at least put like a video up that has a thumbnail that says that, you know, that the YouTube video is canceled or moved or a different time or something like that. So try to keep you guys posted. But feel free to reach out anytime. If you're not in my Facebook group, you can search. I think there's actually a link in the description, but you can search for Pink Sheep Design on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. You can join in if you'd like. And then you can follow me on Instagram. I go live usually every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time on Instagram. Don't know if I'm going to go live this time since it'll be Christmas Eve. So we'll see. But I will see you all next week, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and stay safe, spend time with family, take care of yourself, don't get too stressed out, and definitely stay safe if you're having to go out and get into the crazy crowds for Christmas shopping. But I will see you all soon. Happy hooking, guys. Bye.